Tom Green and Johnny Knoxville. I started to get really into that.
Okay.
Combined with Saturday Night Live's Bush Clinton era.
Mm-hmm.
Combined with the indoctrination of like adult dramas and rated R films. So that combination of do-it-yourself idiocy, tomfoolery stuff with classic comedy and classic drama, that was sort of like the tipping point for me where I became pretty obsessed with wanting to be an actor, a comedian, a filmmaker, a writer. Like it was on at that time. So I'd say from the age of 12, I knew I was going to do this. And I did a bunch of theater in high school, got into stand-up comedy in high school, wrote 2 features while I was in high school. And by the time I was 20, I was represented by a manager in LA for screenwriting. I hadn't even booked an acting job, but I'd written all these scripts. Okay. And the funny part is, of course, I became an actor, and I still haven't sold a screenplay, which is beyond demoralizing. But I love writing, so I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah. And this is not, I don't mean to make it a Sophie's choice, and there'll be a lot of that today when I ask you certain movie questions, so get ready for that. But like, did your heart belong to the pen, or did your heart belong to the craft of acting? Could you?
I think my heart belongs to the writing, but I think the acting is in my bones. The acting's like the thing I can't deny. That's somewhere in me, and probably wasn't, not to get all philosophical, but I'm definitely a spiritual person. I think acting is one of those things that was given to me at birth, for sure. It just kind of fell into my lap. I nurtured it and I loved it and I did it, but to take all the credit for it would be pretty arrogant, I think.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So here at Award Circuit, and again, if you're just joining us, I'm with Paul Walter Hauser, star Richard Jewell, and Tonya.
I'm sorry. Can you see my name that I posted on there?
I posted on where?
My name in the sign-in name that I chose. Does that show up?
Oh no, it doesn't show up, but I can add it right here for you.
It's Kevin Spacey's lawyer.
Oh, I did. Oh, I see that. Yes, I saw it's Kevin Spacey's lawyer. Yeah, Kevin Spacey's attorney's here. So I'm waiting for the next Kevin Spacey video whenever he's ready. Now I'm sure he's gonna do something stupid. So
how has Kevin Spacey not dropped a coronavirus video by now?
Dude, I thought we were on a good trend. All the worst people were getting coronavirus for a while, and I was like, maybe this is something that could help us out. But then Tom Hanks got it, and then I said, wait, that's not who I was talking about. Stay away from my mom and dad.
Yes.
And then now he's getting better.
Elba got it, and we all knew we were vulnerable.
Yeah, because, he's the most beautiful man in the world.
Beauty. Idris is a beautiful man. You don't think it. You look at Idris Elba, you don't even think he's, had the flu before.
Yeah, because he looks like he can do push-ups. I can do a few, but I know he can do quite more than me. And he seems
push-ups while doing long division.
Yeah. And with a British accent too, man. Maybe it's just those Brits, man.
Those Brits, man. I remember watching him on The Wire, and I hadn't seen him in much, and then I heard his real voice, and it threw me.
Yeah. I remember I discovered him in The Office. So imagine Charles Minor was British, and I was like, that's why Michael hated him. Because he was we were outsourcing instead of promoting Michael Scott,
The Office is a great show to watch during a crisis. This is the best time to watch The Office if you need some levity.
Yep. Season 2 through season 8. Up until Michael leaves. I'm a big believer, and I've heard this before. I don't know if you're going to agree. The greatest sitcoms of all time. It happens a lot with sitcoms. Have a terrible first season and last season, and that tends to be the case with Friends, Seinfeld, The Office, and a few others.
Beginning and ending is difficult. Beginning, you're still finding your footing and your voice a little bit and the structure, and then at the end, you're trying to give closure to this thing that means different things to all these different people.
Yeah, and we can now apply that to film because we have Phantom Menace and Rise of Skywalker. Or you have,
what was the one I just watched? Oh, no, that's television. I just binged The Outsider.
Did you like it?
I thought it was great. I'm buddies with Mark and Max Beasley and Julianne Nicholson and Yul Vasquez, some of the people in the show. But they were all incredible. But the way the show ended was a little dissatisfying, where like I wanted more. Whereas when I watched The Watchmen from Damon Lindelof, I don't want that to continue on. I thought it was perfect.
You're okay. You're okay with it done.
Try to add more and to try to satiate everybody is a fool's errand. That show is. I thought The Watchmen and Chernobyl were maybe two of the best pieces of television I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, good. Awesome. Listen, I'm all for Regina King getting to do whatever she wants. So if that lets her look, like, I can hang out with her a little bit every week, then I'm okay with it.
I have such a crush on Regina King. She's the best.
Do you? So we can talk about crushes. Who would have been on your bedroom wall growing up in a Paul Walter Hauser high school bedroom?
Probably Hulk Hogan. Listen, my bedroom wall was littered with women. I grew up in a pretty religious household. I don't know if I would have even gotten away with that. I think I had like an Austin Powers poster, a Jim Carrey Man on the Moon poster.
A Man on the Moon, very, very, vintage and serious Jim Carrey.
Yes.
Wait, you grew up religious household? They let you get away with Austin Powers? Did you let a Slippery When Wet album fly under the radar? Some Bon Jovi?
Right? No, I sort of, with comedy, they never knew if they weren't watching the comedy.
Okay.
They just saw the trailers and the posters, and they didn't know if it was appropriate or not. I had my, you know what? I will give my parents credit though. They early on in my childhood, they did sit me down and make me watch Laurel and Hardy, the Marx Brothers, the Sound of Music. I think not Rebel Without a Cause, West Side Story. So like they tried to get me into cinema when I was a little kid. They were into it, so that's
good parents. My family, I don't come from a very cinematic. They like movies in the sense of like they love movies and they'll go see movies, but they're not like intellectuals. They call me a film snob. They said I only like highbrow stuff and stuff like that, but it's because I just like movies. But I've discovered a lot of stuff later in life. I didn't go to a big film school or anything like that. Even in college, they didn't have like a big film program. It's very famous. My readers and viewers know this. I've never seen Casablanca in my life. But now I'm holding on to it. It's kind of like my thing that I want to hold on to until my near deathbed. I think that's when I'm gonna pop it in. It's just my thing. I just want to hold on to it. But what's your blind spot? Your cinematic blind spot? What have you never seen that people go?
Dude, there's a ton of movies I haven't seen that would nauseate people. I've never seen Sophie's Choice. Speaking of,
okay, that's fine.
Never seen Sophie's Choice. I've never seen The Thing.
The Thing.
The Thing. I've never seen The Abyss.
You're okay not seeing that.
I've seen Alien, but I haven't seen Aliens.
No, Aliens is the good one. Actually, it's
great though. I mean, Alien is.
It is. All right, so this is. I'll take it on the chin for this. Alien 1 is fine, I think. Aliens, I think, is super fun and great. And then Alien 3, which is weird because that's the only one I remember seeing in the movie theater because I think I was like 6. Because my mom had no logic of film ratings and just took me to stuff. So I remember seeing Alien 3 in the theater, and I remember like, oh, this is really cool, and that's what made me go see Aliens and Alien because I hadn't seen it before. Like my family showed me Return of the Jedi before anything else.
Oh, that's messed up.
Yeah, man. So when I saw Empire Strikes Back and he goes, "I am your father," I'm like, I know that.
We are well aware.
I know, sir.
What are we similar in age? I'm 33. What are you?
35. I think we're 2 years apart. You're 86, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 84.
What's the first movie you remember seeing in theaters?
In theaters, I can remember my earliest that I think of is Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I think, but I remember also going to see Halloween 4 because I begged my mother to go see it. She said And she said yes. And then I ran out of the theater once the guy gets thrown into the electrical fence.
You saw some grown-up films when you were a little kid, man.
I told you, my mom had no regard of what an R rating or what was appropriate and what was inappropriate. But I remember seeing Terminator 2 because I remember sitting next to a kid and I had popcorn, and my mom told me, see if that kid wants some of your popcorn. And you know, we're a little kid, so easy to make friends. I was like, do you take some popcorn? And then he was like, yeah. And then we like ate from the same popcorn, and we were like, whoa, look at that. And then we never saw each other again.
You do know that that's how the coronavirus started, right?
Yes, I am patient zero from 30 years ago. Started this up.
Actually, that would track with the whole Terminator mythology. That would kind of
the birth of Skynet. All right, so I got some. We have some games here on the site that we do. Something we call Cinephile Showdowns. Is where a reader gives us two choices, and you have to choose. You know, make the choice based on that. So you're making them duke it out. What do you think is better? It could be performance or a movie. So this is from Isonice, and he gives us Contagion or Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1978.
Which movie's better?
Yeah, which one would you choose?
I've seen Contagion. I haven't seen the Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So
okay.
Got to go Contagion, but I would also just say it because I'm a huge. I love Steven Soderbergh. So
yeah. Awesome. Rain Man or Thelma and Louise?
Oh, I have seen both. I gotta go Rain Man because I'm a big mark for early Tom Cruise. I love 1980s Tom Cruise.
Okay. I would choose Thelma and Louise. Smidge. By smidge. I love Thelma and Louise. French Connection or Bullet?
Ooh, French Connection all day. Not even a question.
Yeah.
Bullet's dope, but that movie's more sort of memorable because of the car chase. French Connection is sort of just a great overall movie, I think.
Cool. This is a good one. Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai, or Witness?
Is Ghost Dog a Jarmusch movie?
Yeah, it's Jarmusch. It's Forrest Whitaker. I'm pretty sure it is.
I never saw Ghost Dog because I remember the poster looked. Well, the title and the poster just looked.
Yeah, it is Jarmusch, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. When that came, no, I haven't seen Ghost Dog. The other one I've seen, the Peter Weir movie, Witness. Okay. Love Witness. This is great.
Yeah, random memory I have is going to the phone booth in Pennsylvania where Kelly McGillis, I think, she makes a phone call on a payphone. And I just remember, like, I went to Pennsylvania and they pointed that out on the tour. It was a really random, like,
that's funny.
Memory. Yeah.
When I remember, there's like a sexy scene in that film where Harrison Ford sings to that woman in the barn. I think he sings the "Don't know much about history." I just remember that's a great scene. That's like that's the kind of scene that the actor reads the script and they go, oh, I'm gonna get to do that. That's good.
That's awesome. Cool. What we got next here? He gives us Little Miss Sunshine or Slumdog Millionaire.
Little Miss Sunshine by a large margin.
Ooh, large margin.
Yeah.
Little Miss Sunshine by a smidge margin. Okay. Let's see. Inception or Arrival?
Inception or Arrival. Ooh, that might be my favorite one that was asked so far. That's a good one. I'm gonna go Arrival because I'm more wowed by the human heart than I am the human mind. And Arrival's a little more heart over mind than Inception is.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go Arrival too. Arrival, very good, amazing script.
Amazing.
Good performances. Hoytman Hoytema is, I think, cinematographer, or Bradford Young. I think I just confused the two. Now I have to correct myself because readers are going to scream at me in the comments, and I cannot.
Clean up on
I clean that up really quick. It is Bradford Young. Sorry, my apologies, readers. I will never make that mistake.
Forgiven.
Yep. All right, so we have a game called Delete the Actors. All right. Now, what you're going to do, I'm going to give you an Oscar category. I know you're a big awards buff because you interact with all us awards pundits out here. But I'm going to give you an Oscar category, and you have to delete one of them from the category from that year. So you're just kind of choosing the 5. Doesn't mean you hate them.
It's kind of mean-spirited.
It's not mean-spirited. You just got to delete it. You got to delete the actor.
Okay.
We get to, and I chose 2 that are going to be dear to your heart because you've worked with some of these people. Oh. So starting with 1992 Best Actor lineup, got Al Pacino, Scent of a Woman, Robert Downey Jr., Chaplin, Clint Eastwood, Unforgiven, Stephen Ray, The Crying Game, and Denzel Washington, Malcolm X. You have to delete one of them.
Wait, so it's Robert Downey Jr., Denzel, Stephen Ray, who else?
Clint Eastwood, Unforgiven, and then Al Pacino, Scent of a Woman.
Was it Denzel for Malcolm?
Yeah, Malcolm X. Sorry, yes.
I'll take out Stephen Ray for Crying Game. I've never seen The Crying Game. I just know the big reveal at the end.
Yeah.
And by the way, I like Stephen Ray. He's fine, but he's not. Yeah. I don't think he's up there with Denzel or Clint.
Yeah, and you got an easy out because you haven't seen it, so you can just delete it. I would delete Pacino.
You know what? You would do? Oh, get out of here!
For Scent of a Woman, yes. Performance wise, time out.
You actually believe that Robert Downey Jr. is better in Chaplin than Pacino is in Scent of a Woman? There's no way you believe that.
Yes, sir. I think I do. I think so. I know.
You know what? For argumentative sake, I'm going to leave Stephen Ray in and take out Downey Jr.
Just to keep the argument going.
Iron Man.
And just for information, I'm actually not a big fan of Unforgiven, but I think Eastwood in Unforgiven is very good, so that's why he stays.
Great.
Yeah. All right. And then the other one is 1990 Best Actress lineup.
Okay.
Your mom, Kathy Bates, for Misery. Angelica Houston, The Grifters. Julia Roberts, Pretty Woman. Meryl Streep, Postcards from the Edge. And Joanne Woodward, Mr. and Mrs. Bridge. You might get it easy out here.
I've heard of the last one. Let's take Joanne Woodward. Well, you know what? That's not fair.
Yeah.
Joanne Woodward, that might be her only Oscar nomination. So let's take out Meryl.
I don't believe it is. I think Meryl. You guys take out Meryl? Ooh.
Take out Meryl. You got plenty. She doesn't need them.
Joanne Woodward is an Academy Award winner. She won for The Three Faces of Eve in '58. That's her 4th nomination when she got nominated at that point. So I saw Mr. and Mrs. Bridge maybe like eons ago, not that I remember.
Can we also point out the glaringly obvious fact that Julia Roberts' work in Pretty Woman is excellent, but in the current climate would never be nominated for an Academy Award.
You're absolutely right. There's certain things that don't happen today. Like we just spoke about The Office before. The Office can't exist today in the way The Office was.
What do you mean? The humor, like the edginess?
Like the way the show, like the first episode alone, it wouldn't have made it out of pilot. It would have got canceled because you just can't. I still love The Office, but some things are just you have to leave in the time.
Sure.
All right, cool. All right, got a nice question here from Ryan. It's for you. A producer comes up to you, Paul Walter Hauser, and tells you that they're making a movie just for you. And you can play absolutely any kind of character that you want, including characters from other movies. What role would you most want to play?
Wow. Ooh. That's a cool question. That's a fun I don't know. There are so many movies I want to make, many of which I'll never get to because life is short anyway. But I guess I would want to play. I would want to do like a biopic, like I would love to play. I would love to play Teddy Roosevelt. I'd probably have to drop about 30, 40 pounds and do like 4 months worth of, backlogging and sort of educating myself and meeting distant relatives and stuff and doing that homework.
Yeah.
And then try to do like a Teddy Roosevelt movie, maybe do like him on the campaign trail of becoming president. Because I think the best biopics are often the snapshot ones, not the ones that showcase the entire, chronology of somebody's life. I think it's impossible to capture that in 2 hours. So, yeah, maybe like a really well written biopic where I could, tear it up and play a real person.
Two things. One, I don't know if it's still happening. I remember hearing years ago, Scorsese was supposed to be doing a Teddy Roosevelt movie with DiCaprio playing Teddy. I don't know if that's happening. I don't think it's happening anymore. But that was like a thing.
That's off the table for both of them. But
okay.
But I know the producers who have the rights to the current Roosevelt screenplay, and they've made offers to some A-list people and stuff. But I don't know.
Is your phone ringing right now? I think they're watching. They could call you up and tell you.
I threw my name in the hat, but they no such love yet. But you know what? It takes time. It takes time to show people what you're capable of. I think a lot of people have been very sweet and endearing toward me, and they like my work, but I don't think they have any clue what I'm capable of. But it's on me to prove that and show that. So time will educate everybody.
Yeah, you're doing so already, though. So good work. And the second thing I had, your biopic. So I was at the National Board of Review dinner. We saw each other there, where you got the Breakthrough Performance Award for your work in Richard Jewell, and your speech, which I can't find anywhere. Which I don't know why NBR records the show and then like puts it in a vault. Like I just have no idea. But you did an outstanding Chris Farley impression of his work on SNL. Was that foreshadowing for something in the future, or something you were kind of putting out there? Like, if anyone in the room wants to do it, I'm the man for the job.
Yeah, that's such a weird, tough subject for me because I've been a fan of Chris's my whole life, like a lot of people, and I just do a Matt Foley impression for fun. I do it for my friends and family once in a while. Sam Rockwell loved it and wanted me to do it all the time. I did it for him on stage. And I've become friendly with John Farley, Chris's brother John.
Okay.
There's been some discussion of that being a possibility, but they got to get people to sign off on, the family members to sign off on it.
Yeah.
And you got to figure out what that movie is, there's a good
really sad.
but no, I'd love to play Belushi or Farley, or I got offered a Kinnison biopic. I almost did the same Kinnison movie that Josh Gad attached to. But the script wasn't all there. The producers were great people I want to work with, but the script really wasn't there for me.
Okay, awesome. We have a game called Choose the Gold. Again, Academy Awards related. We're going to name an actor. You have to pick. These people have not won an Academy Award before. You have to pick the winner. Pick a film that they won the Academy Award for. But knowing this, you're going to replace whoever won in that respective category that year. So you're choosing the representation of their career. You're going to choose their Academy Award winning performance or work.
Okay.
And then they're replacing the winner. All right. But it is okay to be like, they don't have an Oscar. It's okay to just leave them in that land. All right. Yeah. So first one up, Cary Grant. Never won an Oscar. What work would you give him? I'm going to have my IMDb page up, so if you pick a work, I can tell you who's nominated that year, so who's they're replacing.
Cary Grant was the lead in His Girl Friday, right?
His Girl Friday, yes.
Yeah, give it to him for His Girl Friday.
Okay, and that's going to be 1940. And then you are taking the Academy Award from, it says, Robert Donat.
Who?
So it's the Academy Award ceremony is Robert Donat for Goodbye, Mr. Chips.
No, give it to Craig.
Okay, that's right. All right, that's the game. Glenn Close, Hot Topic, just lost her 7th Academy Award.
Wife, right? She almost won for the wife.
Yeah, Olivia Colman beat her.
Give her the Oscar for Albert Nobbs.
Okay. All right, and that means we are taking the Academy Award from Meryl Streep, the Iron Lady, and that's her 3rd. So
fine with that.
She'll still have 2.
By the way, I'm a fan of Meryl. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but her shelf space is pretty limited at this point.
Yeah, you're doing a service for her, home looks. Yeah. There's a lot of Oscars and statues put everywhere. You mentioned him before, Tom Cruise.
Give Cruise best supporting for Magnolia.
Nice. That's easy. You take it away from Michael Caine for Cider House Rules, and that's his 2nd. He still has 1. Life is okay. Good work. Meg Ryan.
No.
Ooh.
No.
No-ish?
Give it to her for When Harry Met Sally. I just rewatched that. She's brilliant in that. Definitely nominatable. Nominatable. Is that a word?
You're taking it from Jessica Tandy for Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah, I don't care about that movie. Give it to Meg. Give it to Meg.
I would actually give it to her for When a Man Loves a Woman, 94. Because then I take it away from Jessica Lange for Blue Sky, and that's her 2nd, and I'm okay with that.
Right.
Also,
neither of us have heard of Blue Sky.
Immediately. Alfred Hitchcock.
Best. How is Hitchcock not won?
Never. His film won Best Picture, but he didn't get an Oscar for it. He never won it directly as an honorary. Been 5 Oscar nominations in his career.
I'm going to give him 2. Look up both these wins. He should win for Rear Window and North by Northwest.
All right. Wasn't even nominated for North by Northwest, so nice fun fact. So North by Northwest, we're in 59, and you are taking the Oscar from, survey says, William Wyler for Ben-Hur. That's okay. I'm okay with that.
It's a classic. Okay, what about Rear Window? What about Rear Window?
Rear Window, you are taking it from. This one might be worse. You're thinking from Elia Kazan for On the Waterfront.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Give it to him for North by Northwest.
And by the way, William Wyler will then have 2 other Oscars anyway, so it's fine.
We are snobs.
Yeah, we
snobs. You're busy showing your daughter Sin Nombre, trying to act.
Oh man! All right, Stanley Kubrick.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. Rough.
Kubrick.
Well, he technically, I guess he technically has an Oscar for visual effects for 2001, but he is an Oscar winner for that. But
he should have won an Academy Award. I'm guessing, in my opinion, for The Shining.
The Shining, not nominated. So we're in 1980. I believe you're taking it from Redford, if I don't know off the top of my head.
For what?
Ordinary People.
Yeah, that movie doesn't really hold up. I mean, it was impactful at the time, and there's some good performances for sure.
Yeah, it's Redford.
That movie lives and dies by its actors, not its direction.
Yeah. Sure.
So the fact that The Shining, Ordinary People, which one are they showing in theater actively multiple times a year because of its cultural impact?
Yep, and Ordinary People isn't even on Blu-ray, man. Like, it's just a technicality for me. I have a Blu-ray shelf of like all Oscar nominees, and like this big long DVD is like sticking out like a sore thumb.
Unbelievable.
All right, I got a couple more things. Then we're gonna wrap this up. Penny Marshall. Gotta give some love to
Penny Marshall.
Penny Marshall.
She gave someone their start. Who did she give their start to? Mark Wahlberg. Penny Marshall gave Mark Wahlberg his start with Renaissance Man.
Oh.
And she really talked him into it because at the time he was doing music and he wasn't that interested in film. And she really nurtured him and kind of held his hand through the audition process and got him the part.
Cool. Oh, I actually didn't even think about that. Yeah.
But what the hell did she direct? Because I get her.
Yeah, you got Big. You have Awakenings. You have A League of Their Own. What else? Jumpin' Jack Flash, Renaissance Man, The Preacher's Wife, Riding in Cars with Boys. That's all her.
She did Riding in Cars with Boys?
Yeah.
I love that movie, and I think it's literally perfect. I saw it last year for the first time.
You are taking it from Ron Howard then, 2001.
What, Beautiful Mind?
Beautiful Mind.
I like Ron Howard. I don't want him to lose it.
Yeah.
What about Big? Who won Best Director? Big.
Big is great. That was probably my pick. It's 88, and I think we are taking it from Barry Levinson for Rain Man. We are.
Tough. I love Barry Levinson.
Yeah. I think she might have to stay without. Also, if she wrote anything, you'd also do some of that, but I don't know.
I don't think she wrote those movies, though.
Yeah. No, she has no writing credits. Might have to let her.
You know what? Oscar's so male. This is a problem. We're going to force it in here. Wow. She's either going to kick out Ronnie Howard or Levinson.
Ooh. All right. Good.
Ronnie or Barry. Rain Man or Beautiful Mind. Once again, I vote the heart over the mind. So I'm going to go. We'll let Barry keep his, and Ronnie Howard's going to drop his trophy.
Cool. All right. So let me ask you, Paul. So what? You have a lot of stuff on your, upcoming filmography and your IMDb page. Got The Five Bloods, Spike Lee's new movie, your second collaboration with them. Anything you could tell us about it and stuff?
Yeah, The Five Bloods is like a Vietnam story where you follow some friends who are kind of on this trip together, and they have to, choose loyalty and figure out. Basically, it's the question of who and what are you going to be loyal to, and how do you react in a crisis situation? And it follows some friends who are soldiers together. So that's about as much as I can say without Ed Sarandon or Spike Lee putting a Glock to my nutsack.
Yeah, but, or Netflix canceling your subscription.
Or that.
Yeah, which is worse.
No, but it's gonna be, it's a Spike Lee movie, so there's going to be an element of humor, music, and wardrobe, and like there's no stone unturned when you watch a Spike Lee film or a Tarantino film or any of these identifiable filmmakers. You're not watching it for one thing; you're watching it for a dozen things, and I think that's really fun about Spike. So this movie's going to have that and more, man. It's tough being in the shadow of Black Klansman. That movie was so well received and got a lot of Oscar love, but
got Spike his Oscars, long overdue Oscar.
Yeah, he finally won it. That's pretty cool. He deserved it for Do the Right Thing. It's a joke that he didn't win for writing or directing for that, but
All right. And then you have Silk Road. Tiller Russell movie.
A cool one, yeah. Tiller directed that documentary, The 7-5, which is a brilliant sort of crime drama documentary, and this movie's sort of in a similar vein. True story, crime, drama. It's got Jason Clarke and who else is in that movie? Jimmy
Simpson.
Myself, my buddy Raleigh Kane,
Nick Robinson.
Yeah, there's a bunch of good people in that movie. I'm curious how it'll shake out. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. And then not this year, but coming up, Cruella.
Cruella, man. That might be the best movie I've done. I have a weird feeling that
really
it's going to be one of those films that kind of stands the test of time. Like, it's got great wardrobe, great soundtrack, good cast. Emma Stone is just, at the height of her game, I think, and Craig Gillespie is just a cool filmmaker, man. When Craig really does what he wants to do and gets his druthers, he makes these incredible movies. So I'm pulling for that one. I think it's going to be a special movie. I'm excited.
Yeah, May 2021 for anyone who's wondering. So
yeah, it's only a fucking year out, 14 months, no big deal.
I mean, we can wait, right? We waited 13 years for Avengers Endgame, so what's another year for Cruella?
By the time I do press for that movie, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna have forgotten everything about it.
You're like, what is this movie about? You're like, dogs?
It's got dogs in it.
Yeah.
It's Hotel for Dogs too.
Yeah. All right. And then also I want to give you an opportunity. Obviously, we're in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. It's going on. Everyone's kind of shelter in place, social distancing, being as safe as possible. I'm here in New Jersey, where that is. Quick shout out to Patty Muscolino, which is an old colleague of mine from 15 years ago when I used to work for Verizon Cable Company, selling cable products. She was an old supervisor there, and she's got diagnosed, got tested positive for COVID-19 today. So my thoughts and prayers are with you. But yeah, so anything you just want to kind of share out that you think is important for people to hear, and then any just kind of special. I give you kind of this platform, your soapbox right now, to kind of say whatever it is that you feel like people need to know.
No pressure.
Yeah. The hat came off and everything too.
I'm sorry to hear about your friend, that woman. I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah.
Hopefully she caught it early enough and she's taking preventable measures. Not preventable because she has it, but treating it with quarantining. And I heard Tylenol is just about the only thing that's permissible to treat it. I guess the most honest thing I could say that I mean wholeheartedly would be, for those that are watching, I hope you know that this is genuine. I'm sort of neither side of the aisle. I kind of land in the middle most of the time. This is definitely worth being concerned about and taking measures, but don't let fear conquer your mental state. Don't let fear conquer your spirit. If you're someone who loves dance, or you're humorous, or you're a writer, or you're a creative parent who does art with your kids, whatever it is, keep living in the spirit of who you are. Do not let this dampen your spirit and who you are, and know that this too shall pass. It might be 4 more weeks or it might be 4 more months, but I think we're a powerful enough country and resourceful enough that we're gonna figure out a vaccine or something, and God's got your back regardless, dude. I'm a God guy, so things can get catastrophically worse or better regardless. Live with love and know that you yourself are loved by God. That's what I would say.
No, beautifully said. We got a few more just came in. Just gotta shout them out from Jake K. He's got a Cinephile Showdown for you: Moonlight or If Beale Street Could Talk. Shatter it into pieces.
Moonlight for sure. I like both films, but Moonlight for sure.
Listen, you said you love Regina King. I think you're lying now.
Regina.
That's right.
But my love for Regina goes back to Enemy of the State and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, she elevated everything she ever did, and that's people like Regina King and Peter Sarsgaard, those actors mean more to me than the super megastars.
Yeah.
They're good in every single thing they do, you know?
Yeah. Awesome. And then, because you brought it up, Ryan McDermott wants to ask you, Chernobyl or Watchmen? Said it.
How dare you? They're both equally A+ creative efforts, but I would say if I had to choose one, I would choose Chernobyl's more my bag, but
Okay.
but as far as like a procedural thing where people are being sort of like where people are sort of uncovering and discovering and blurring the lines between good and bad a little bit. I suppose that Watchmen does that too. No, you know what? I'll choose Watchmen, and here's why. Watchmen challenges you just as much as Chernobyl, but there's more entertainment value.
Okay.
And the tipping point's got to be the soundtrack. The soundtrack to the Watchmen is
it's good. It's great.
Of why I love the show. I mean, it's that good.
Yeah. What's an album someone should listen to right now as they are social distancing and sitting at home? It's like something they should just like either revisit or something they should discover. Film wise, music wise, life wise. What we have a lot of time to ourselves right now. It's something that we don't get. And people are like going crazy because for the first time people are alone with their thoughts. So what should people do?
Music wise, I love I think the album is called Thunder Road by Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, okay.
It's only 8 or 9 tracks. It's a short album, but man, is it good. It's just it takes you to the place and time. You almost get to crawl into. If you listen to it and you feel like you're crawling into his bedroom closet. It's a really intimate album. And then I love Rockin' the Suburbs by Ben Folds.
Okay.
When he was solo back in 2001.
What?
That's a good one. I'm a big fan of Jagged Little Pill by Alanis Morissette. I love her.
Take it out of my mouth, man. It's literally what I was like. I was supposed to go to my wife for Christmas, bought me tickets to her concert. It's supposed to go on in July 1st for my birthday. And I'm afraid it's about to get canceled. And Garbage is opening the concert. So my heart is shattering. And she doesn't like Alanis Morissette. Like, she doesn't get why I adore Jagged Little Pill. But it's like one of the top 5 greatest albums of all time. I take it to a deserted island with me.
I also I like the new Eminem album. And I like the new Justin Bieber album. If we want to go a little more recent. And then one of my favorite bands is this band called Dawes, Dawes.
Okay.
Dawes are really cool. Go listen to just their the top most listened to songs on their Apple Music or whatever.
And then last question for you, and we're going to wrap it up. I swear this is my last question for you. You are one of the friendliest guys, like, in general, that is famous. It interacts on Twitter, not just with journalists and pundits like myself, but you're interacting with like just normal Joe Schmo people that just love movies, that get to interact with you, and it's just cool to see and refreshing, because some people really buy into their own hype. But you see, I mean, maybe it's part of that God-loving quality that you speak of, but you seem to just be a lover of humanity. Like, was that just something that's been instilled in you, or what do you see that maybe other people should start adopting, so maybe we could be a little happy like yourself?
Man, that's nice of you to say. I think if any of that is true about me, or people see that at all, that's Jesus, man. There's no like way to really accurately or adequately describe that in a truncated, snackable way. But like a lot of our leaders are failing us by way of corruption, and it's not new. It's been going on for a very long time. It's both sides of the aisle. People make bad decisions. and I don't know, man. Jesus never let me down. I love his words in the Bible. I love people because he loves me, even when I'm not lovable. You said earlier, you're a celebrity and you talk to Joe Schmoes. I'm a Joe Schmo too. I just have a really cool job.
Yeah.
And my job, what I do for a living, attracts people to it. The same way I'm attracted to Regina King and Denzel and Sam Rockwell and stuff. So, yeah, man, I love people, and even when they're shitty or unlovable, I know that I am shitty and unlovable and have been, and my family and my God still accept me, and that's a big deal.
That's well put, well said.
Well, I got to accept other people even when it sucks and when it's
difficult.
And if I sit on Twitter all day hating every single thing, I may as well, cry or fart into my pillow. It's the same effect. You can release all your anger. It doesn't mean it does anything.
Yeah. Oh man. Well said. So to our watchers and readers and viewers, thank you for hanging out with us today. Paul, man, hanging out with you, man, is just magic, man.
This was fun, man. Love you. Love what you do. Thanks for helping entertain and educate everybody with film journalism. And yeah, man, we'll see where this takes us. Maybe we'll do another one of these in a few weeks. Hopefully we'll be done by then.
I know. Yeah, hopefully, right? So for Award Circuit, I'm Clayton Davis with Paul Walter Hauser. Check out his movies this year. They will come out because some of them are going to be streaming, so it's okay. And then see you at the movies.
A little bit of chest hair, just to leave you with a good.
Give them what they want. Give the people what they want.
People what they want. A little bit
Give
of chest.
them what they want.